Alright,
Alright,
we got
so
Kenneth.
we got Kenneth's box. So my contribution was the box because after the military, so we decided I was thinking of an ammo box. So we just decided to use it as our box in general because the other one got like burnt to the floor. Alright.
Alrighty.
So
Let's get the notes out. So this is Ruby's.
Yeah.
Ruby's contribution. Baseball, because the story says Kenneth reads baseball novels and enjoys watching baseball games when he wasn't at his camp. So that's why. That's Ruby's. That's all Ruby.
Ruby's. We'll put that
Just on the table.
Yeah, put that on the table. Yeah, so this is Ollie's. It's a pack of cigarettes. But it's not real.
It's not. Don't worry. Like.
But it was because it was to represent Kenneth's relationship with Connie being intruded on by Douglas as he sees them smoking and drinking.
And what I said was it like takes his innocence away.
Yeah, this is a crucial part of the story right here. Whose was this?
Oh, that's the Playboy.
Yeah, whose was this though?
Kylie's.
Alright, we got Kylie's Playboy magazine. She did this because Joseph saw the magazine of like women or something, and then he got mad and then started praying and did push-ups. But yeah, this is also a crucial part of the story.
Yeah.
Because it shows how innocent he still is, even though he wants to be in his
They're
own.
pretty bad.
We got a mason jar with water in it. Who's this?
Answer. A mason jar with water is a clear representation of river water at the end of the story. However, the water in the jar also represents immigration of Kenneth and how he felt alone in his wild imagination. The water shows his thoughts, feelings, and opinions on the world. Wow. The mason jar is bottled up those feelings, causing him to feel lonely and out of place. Great job, Ansley. That was great. A tin can represents innocence that Kenneth has been because he owns a rifle but actually shoots animals with it.
Listen.
Shoots animals with it. The only thing he shoots are the tin cans. He pretends that they are people in his imagination.
Like Nazis, yeah.
His imagination is strong and enough for him to bring him life, and he doesn't want that genuinely to harm animals or people. And then one more time, explain why you picked the box.
So yeah, I picked the ammo box because Joseph Kenneth like he pretends he's in the military and a lot of like flashbacks that he has. In the flashbacks that he has, and then he pretends and then one of these he pretends he's in the army. And armies use ammo boxes, and then like after our entire box got like burnt.
Why is it broken?
Yo. Okay. Anyway, that was our mystery box.
This is Ansley. This is Cadence. And this is our 8th grade wind block project with Paxton, Alejandro, Kylie, and Ruby. This is our beautiful box. Some goodies inside. We have marigolds painted along the side of the box to represent Elizabeth. Our story is obviously called Marigold. And Marigold is about Elizabeth, who is going through the struggles between the awkward phase between adolescence and womanhood. Yeah. So let's get right into the book. So up first we have our Marigold, which was brought in by Kylie. This is a representation in the story because in Marigold, the old woman has a garden outside of her house that is filled with bright marigolds, and in the shadows of the marigold is a house that is losing its value and becoming run down. All of the houses surrounding the marigolds are in a similar poor condition as well. However, the flowers are colorful and bright and look like they are well taken care of, unlike the houses. The flowers symbolize hope and purity that can still be found in a darkened environment. Our next object, which was brought in by Alejandro, is a rugged shirt because they live in such states of poverty. The rugged shirt and marigold signifies poverty and financial struggles that characters face in the story and the challenges that come with those struggles. Our third object comes from Paxton Roshan. It is a garden tool. The garden tool represents not only how the old woman literally planted the marigolds, but it also represents how much hard work and effort she used to make something look so pretty in her quote-unquote ugly life, and how that hard work was all for nothing when the marigolds were ruined by the jealousy of others. The fourth object that we decided to bring in was from Ruby. We brought in stones. In Marigold, the stones symbolize jealousy as well as harsh realities and loss of innocence growing up in a world full of poverty. They represent how it is impossible to feel hope and to preserve beauty in a world full of despair. The fifth object would be my object, and it is coins. The coins represent the unsuccessfulness of the parents' ability to support their family. The little money they get from their unreliable jobs is barely enough to keep supporting their lives as is. Of course, the kids don't realize this except Elizabeth, who soon learns the struggles her parents face in order to make her life as good as it can possibly be under these circumstances. Our sixth and final object that we brought in is from me. The tissues that I brought in are from her dad crying, which Elizabeth overhears. The tissues represent the first crack of innocence lost from Elizabeth's childhood. They are the first thing that brings her true heartbreak and pain, allowing her to almost cherish these, since they allowed her to grow and change as a person and become into a woman. This is the Elizabeth memory box of the story, Marigold. This is our project. Greetings, Mr. Malloy. Just a moment. So starting, that's for later. Starting off with phenomenal. Is it upside down? Yes. This phenomenal CD.
The Bruce Lee CD. Wait, no, it's a DVD. The Bruce Lee DVD was brought in by Cadence. The Bruce Lee DVD is one of the movies Okenwa would watch as a child, which allowed him to imagine himself being strong like Bruce Lee. The Bruce Lee DVD represents how the imagination that Okenwa has and how Raphael brought that out by allowing him to be a kid. It represents the child that Okenwa once was and will always live in that DVD for him. When he watches Bruce Lee, he will think of his childhood and of Raphael. This movie let Okenwa feel seen in a household he thought he wouldn't be seen.
Yeah. So next up, we have a grasshopper. The grasshopper was done by Ansley. In the story of Paul, the grasshopper is an example of how the parents are always quick to agree with one another and single out their child. The grasshopper in the story shows how when they are unsure about something, or even if they're wrong, they are always teaming up to try to prove their child wrong because the parents are severely alike and their child is unique and different.
Is it Vapo or Vapor?
Vapo.
The next thing brought in was Vicks Vapor Rub by Miss Kylie Sullivan. The Vicks Vapor Rub represents the smell of the narrator's grandparents, which is relevant to the story because it is an example of the author's use of sensory imagery throughout the story.
This wait is so itchy. Okay, this next one was brought in by Ruby Hatch. It's eye drops. Yum. Okay. The eye drops are significant because they're created. Hold on. The eye drops are significant because they strengthen the bond between Okenwa and Raphael. They are symbolizing their relationship. Stop! What's next?
Paxton. The next item brought in was Holy Water by Paxton Roshan. The holy water represents the fact that Okenwa's parents were strong myth believers. The story stated that Okenwa's parents believed that diabetes could be cured by holy water, and this is relevant/significant to the story because it shows how the myths they believed influenced their perspective on life.
So the next item is these rubber slippers, and that's by Alejandro. And he brought them because Okenwa slipped due to his terrible footwear and then fell and proceeded to blame it on RuPaul and Raphael. And that was the lie that resulted in the downfall of their friendship.
You keep saying RuPaul.
Shut up! Okay.
Have you ever seen it?
I don't think I have.